I hope you guys are having a blessed day today. We're gonna be reacting to some more SB19, but this time we're gonna, get to know a little bit more about the members and stuff. So we're gonna be reacting to SB19 Story Episode 1, The Ultimate Soundbreak. This guy Chuck, I forgot, it was Chuck something. One of my viewers did recommend, well, actually multiple of my viewers did recommend me to watch, the 7 episodes. So we're gonna start with episode 1. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, road to 1K. We are so close to 1K. Oh my god, like we're close. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's get into it.
When you hear the words pop music and the best boy band, who comes to mind?
Nobody. Well, now it's SB19. Now it's SB19.
What if I told you that the most overlooked boy group in our generation might be these guys? In the last 6 years, these guys turned a small Korean entertainment company into a company that produced the greatest P-pop group ever.
Wow.
Are you proud of SB19?
Yep.
And you don't accomplish that without making a few enemies.
K-pop. Lima pala sila. K-pop pangit.
Hold
Some
on.
of them coming from
They're not ugly. I'm not even waiting. They're not ugly. They're not ugly.
unexpected places.
Pinoy ba daw? Parang may ginaya rin.
But behind the group are 5 driven men who were about to transform
Copycats? They ain't copying nobody. They each member got their own unique style. What are you talking about?
what was once a laughingstock genre in music into the fastest growing genre of the world.
Ever since we had this goal, and not just for us but for the entire industry.
Feeling ko hindi pa natin nakukuha yung recognition na dapat para sa atin.
Between disbanding before they even debuted,
All hope is lost parang nung time na yun.
becoming industry outcasts and getting bashed by their
Are you
own
gay?
countrymen,
Para magkaroon tayo ng grupo na hindi naman mga kataasan ng tangos ng ilong. Para talagang original.
Oo.
the rise of SB19 may not be the greatest Filipino success story ever.
Maganda kasi yung revenge kasi talaga yung success na ipapakita mo sa mga hindi naniniwala.
Tama yan.
But it certainly is the most inspiring one.
A lot of tears and sweat,
I'm
man.
Gabby, and we're the founders of Magic Spoon. We grew up loving cereal. We quit.
That sounded like an old and a very, very, very extremely old anime song. Sounds like one. It sounds like one I know. Is that like an opening for a kids show?
This is called Triple, a group of talented performers and comedians from Korea you've probably never heard of.
I never heard of
They
them.
were formed back in 1994 when the word K-pop hasn't even been invented.
Wow.
In 2002, one of the members made the biggest mistake of his life.
What did he
which
do?
will change the entire course of P-pop history.
What did he do?
That member was Jong Song Han. It all started when he left the trio in 2002 to become an entrepreneur. Cult Triple became Cult 2. Most of their fans thought that Song Han's decision was a huge mistake because the remaining members started racking up different awards in the entertainment
I mean, he could have did both, but he wanted to achieve, his other dreams. So that's, what I'm saying?
industry. If he only stuck around, he would have gotten those awards too. But this man's decision was final. He used all of his savings to build an event organizing company called Show BT Entertainment. Today we know him as Tatang Robin.
Tatang Robin.
Fast forward to 2015. The fight of the century just happened. One Direction's Drag Me Down was all over the radio, and Big Bang was the biggest K-pop boy group, while P-pop has top one project. Chances are you have never heard of them. But somewhere in Makati,
never heard
Philippines,
of 'em.
an audition was held. Tatang Robin was looking for young talents who would be part of the package of their service as an event organizers. Talents who can perform on their own but can also serve as backup dancers and singers to their main performers. One of the main attractions of the set audition was if you're good enough, you might just debut as a member of Show BT's first ever P-pop group to undergo a Korean-style training. Filipinos don't get opportunities like that so often, so hundreds of talents applied, but only 30 made it as trainees.
Only 30?
They were initially called the Show BT Musical Gala Team, but then later dubbed as Nara, which in Korean means country and also happens to be the national tree of the Philippines. If you're a fan who is deep into the P-pop scene, you would recognize some of the future P-pop stars, but one of the most notable ones is this guy.
Pablo.
On the first day of training, one guy stood out because he was just alone standing awkwardly in the corner.
It's Pablo.
He was facing the wall and making hand gestures as if he was rapping in front of it. That guy was John Paulo Nasser. He always wanted to be a performer. As a young dreamer, he joined several competitions as a soloist and also as a member of the K-pop dance cover group called PHP. In training, he was the guy who shows up early and leaves late despite juggling a full-time job as a data analyst to help provide for his family. He was selected due to his undeniable diligence and leadership qualities. He is known to have critically acclaimed songwriting ability. Some of my sources even said that he had already written dozens of songs at this time.
Yeah, I've been told that from my viewers that Pablo was like the one that kind of like made the music and like wrote the songs too. So that's really cool. That's very cool.
He's also a badass rapper and was often called a genius, but consistently denied it because he claimed to be just a hard worker.
Yeah, that's true.
This made him the destined leader of the group. He was known as Sejin at the time, but later would be known as Pablo.
Are you looking to establish your business using an address other than your home?
So the first one to be in that industry or company, whatever you want to call it, was Pablo. Cool.
30 trainees are a lot of trainees. It would take a very observant person with an eye for talent to notice Pablo in that corner. So who is that observant person with an eye for talent?
Who?
Well, he was also a trainee. Stell a hero. He was only a kid when he started competed as a performer. As a dancer, he racked up win after win on a national level with his school crew and became their official choreographer, teaching crewmates 2 to 3 years older than him. He later joined a dance crew called Seon and went on to win international titles. Stell obviously worked so hard. Amidst his studies and competitions, he also worked
I almost said Steel for a second.
Worked part-time as a McDonald's service crew and teaching dance to kids with special needs. There was a point that he worked too hard that he wound up in the hospital.
Wow.
His poor health caused him to lose his earnings and nearly his life. Fortunately, he was able to recover. This made him the obvious choice to become the choreographer of the group. But little did they know that dancing wasn't his only talent.
Okay, so rapping, making songs is Pablo. Stell, he makes the dances and stuff, makes the movement. That's tough.
As a kid, he joined the school choir to become the only male soprano and only improved as he gotten older. He easily became the main heavenly voice of the group because his vocals were just
wow.
Out of this world. Unlike Pablo, Stell was very friendly to everyone. In fact, one of his closest friends also auditioned and made it as a trainee. This friend is nothing to be trifled with because having the worst upbringing among the others made him the strongest when it comes down to pure guts and determination.
Oh, Josh.
Josh Cullen Santos.
Okay.
He left home at the age of 16 and it was his decision.
Wow.
From growing up in a toxic environment to being physically abused as a kid by their nanny. I'm talking about getting poured candle wax all over their body.
Wow.
At an early age, he experienced what it felt like to be a member of a middle-class family that went rock bottom in just a matter of months. They got evicted from medium-sized apartments to increasingly smaller rooms. It came to a point when his family had nothing to eat with rice but ketchup and salt.
Wow.
They had no permanent address. Because of that, Josh and his sister dropped out of school multiple times, so they got bullied at school for being repeaters. Sometimes he would even get into fistfights for defending her.
Wow.
Josh had
You know what's crazy? Most artists, not even like K-pop, but like J-pop, K-pop, like any most like literally not even, if not all, they start off, you know, as like, they start off like us, you know what I'm saying? They start off like us, but they just build their way up there. They grind, they literally work hard for what they, you know what I'm saying, what they have right now. So I'm saying, so it's not just, you know, they just took it, they worked for it. So that's yeah.
enough of this, so he decided to leave to become independent and started working as an internet cafe attendant. Using his own income, he took the alternative learning system to attain his high school degree.
That's tough.
He initially had no background in performing. Not until he found Stell performing with his dance group called Seon. Josh became an instant fan, and when they connected, Stell became his mentor, which led to them becoming co-members, and they went on to win numerous K-pop dance cover competitions all over Asia. They even met BTS during one of their winning runs in Korea. So from champions to trainees. What else is in store for them?
What else?
With Monday.com's intuitive
Bro,
work
I'm getting
management
sick of these
platform,
ads, man.
you have the power. Not IT, not admins. You're in charge.
From then on, their lives became all about performing in small events and training.
We had one mentor when we were training. Tapos, more on personality development siya. Tapos, presenting ourselves on stage.
We had no idea that the Korean-style training they went through
It's far, far from what they've been doing sa Korea.
was nothing but a mere marketing strategy.
But yung skill-wise, parang ganun. We were left on our own.
Wow, they didn't teach. They didn't help you know nothing? Wow.
They were left alone to fend for themselves, sharing knowledge to improve each other with the hope of making the cut. Some sources told me that Pablo had to record some of their vocal sessions to effectively coach his co-trainees.
Wow.
All of that without salary. This went on for roughly a couple of years, and I don't know about you guys, but this for me sounded kind of brutal.
It does.
It's not
it
easy
does.
to keep doing the same thing
It's
over
not.
and over and over again without any form of
performance,
guidance.
yeah.
They were also kept in the dark about their debut date. So frustration started brewing until it reached the point when it only took one trigger to call it quits. On one seemingly normal training day, all trainees were already in the studio, except for Josh. On the same morning, the train broke down.
Wow.
Nasira yung MRT during that time. Nasira yung MRT.
Sinuspindi ang operasyon ng MRT dahil sa power outage.
It wasn't really an accident, but this would still worry anyone, especially the trainees, because it's highly unusual for Josh to miss training. Later that morning, Josh arrived. His co-trainees felt relieved because Josh turned out to be safe. You
That's
would
good.
think that their company would react the same way,
Nope.
right?
They didn't. I bet.
Wrong.
Wow.
They decided to terminate his training.
Na-late ako, tapos tinanggal ako.
That was the trigger.
Nung tinanggal po ako, nag-quit din yung mga grupo ko.
The company think they could just replace and wow. Bruh, that must sucks.
Quit din sila kasi parang naging trigger na point na kung tatanggalin mo si Josh,
Umalis kami sa grupo.
ganun mo lang kadali itapon yung lahat ng efforts and passion tsaka dreams namin.
Show BT had two choices: to keep all trainees or to keep no trainees. The company chose the latter. Everyone left except for Stell.
Parang si Stell lang yung naiwan po lang talaga sa training room. Tapos talagang down na down lahat.
Si Stell natira kasi doon during that time.
Stell set aside all his frustration and remained focused on his goal, while Pablo was devastated.
All hope
Wow.
is lost parang nung time na yun.
In Josh's case, we can only imagine the pain he must have felt to have been booted out of his dreams. Days passed, everyone still feeling down
All
about
because
that
the
incident.
the
Then
train
Pablo's
broke
phone
down.
receives a message.
GG's.
Brother, balik ka na, brother.
It was Josh. Out of all the trainees, the guy that got sent packing was the same guy who actively convinced everyone to continue chasing their dreams. Perhaps this was the sheer guts and determination from his life experiences in full display. Pablo hurried back to the studio to find Stell, alone. But not for long. Josh came back next and took the initiative to convince the company to have them back.
Pumunta lang po ako doon at syempre kung kailangan na magpakiusap.
So back to training, they went.
Wow.
There was only 3 of them for a while. Then a few other trainees started coming back. So Show BT put together a talent workshop to get more talents to keep the business going. This was batch 1. This was batch 2.
Target locked.
Justin.
Justin.
Dios. He got scouted right away because he was a very good-looking guy and already was a decent singer and dancer. When he joined, he immediately saw a familiar face in Josh.
You look familiar, as do you.
Apparently, Josh told Justin about the workshop because the two already had a stint performing together in a dance cover group called Zero to Hero. So Justin as well wasn't new in the world of performing. He auditioned to be a part of the televised Pinoy boy band Superstar, but he didn't even make it to the live
So
audition.
like everyone at the time, they had a little bit experience with like performing and stuff. I'm guessing. Yeah, that's what it's looking like. That's what it's looking like. Yeah.
Perhaps it was fate. That group is nowhere to be found today. Justin obviously deserved better. He went on to finish his college degree in multimedia arts while training, which earned him a filmmaking skill that would prove very crucial to their success in the future.
Ooh.
Sorry to interrupt, but this is important.
Ooh. Okay.
With Justin on board, this completed their prototype boy group. It's composed of Justin, Pablo, Stell, Josh, Zeno, Kurt, and JP. They did multiple test runs leading up to their entry to Pinoy K-Pop Star 2017. They performed B-Day by Icon in an epic fashion, but they didn't win. At this point, Show BT seemed to have hit a roadblock. The group felt like something was missing.
Or
I
someone.
don't exactly know what happened to Zeno, Kurt, and JP. They either quit or Show BT felt the need to let go of them and get someone who could take this already great group of guys and push them to achieve the next level. The extraordinary level.
Ken?
This years in the making project of Show BT needed to reach
Philip.
its peak.
Philip. Ken. Philip.
So they
Philip,
started the online
Philip,
auditions.
Philip.
When Josh heard about it, he was like, I know a guy.
Oh. Everybody knows a guy. Like everybody knows a guy that knows a guy.
The guy he was talking about was a pain in his butt because their groups have clashed multiple times in their early dance competitions and their battles were
Philip.
always neck and neck. That guy's name was Philip John
Oh,
Suson.
Philip. Okay.
He was such a specimen. He was so naturally gifted that excelling in sports looked like a walk in the park for him. He grew up in the church.
He's not
but
beating me in
didn't
basketball
care
though.
of
He's not
his
beating me.
parents. He was an artistic kid, so he was active as an editorial cartoonist in school. Nobody taught him how to play musical
He
instruments.
taught himself.
He taught himself by just listening to the music, so he ended up becoming a southpaw guitarist, but he later then fixed it as he learned more. He was also a gifted singer as a kid.
Wow.
Every time there was a family gathering, he was always forced to sing karaoke by his relatives. But when he hit puberty, he lost confidence in his voice because he could no longer hit high notes. But his
Oh, this-
confidence came back
that's why
after
they-
being mentored by Pablo, who taught him how to harness his unique low voice that seemingly sounds like it came from the underworld.
See, like in these type of groups, I like those. Like I like that one person that has that low, like that extremely low voice. That's very unique. You know what I'm saying? That's a special thing. So you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
The world. When it comes to dance, he didn't know he could do it until he was forced to in order to get good grades during their school intramurals. After discovering dance, he transformed from a guy who didn't know it to someone who can fly.
Wow.
Because of his raw talent, he ended up teaching dance to the entire school and continued on to join the dance group called Amigo 7, a would-be rival of Josh and Stell's crew, Seyon. It quickly became a reverse if you can't beat them, then join them kind of deal.
Wow.
So Josh recruited Ken. But there was a problem. He was hundreds of islands away and didn't have the money. What did Josh do? He shelled out for his plane ticket. With nothing else to lose, Felipe went and left his previous life in the countryside. He then trained with the boys and officially debuted with them as Ken, the main dancer, the bass vocalist, and the lead rapper of the group. One thing to note is that they were an unlikely bunch because they wouldn't have met each other if Tatang Robin stayed with his already successful group.
Yeah, they
in
wouldn't.
Korea.
They really wouldn't.
Justin didn't make it in his first audition, so he almost didn't try again until Josh told him to do so. And Ken wouldn't even have the opportunity to join if the Show BT trainees didn't come back after that quitting incident.
Literally, that's true.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the butterfly effect. When a small and seemingly insignificant occurrence has a rippling effect through time, leading to a consequential event sometime long after the initial event. Or as Google would put it, the phenomenon whereby a minute localized change in a complex system can have large effects elsewhere. Tatang Robin's so-called mistake back in 2002 led to forming the future P-pop Kings. In 2018, SB19 was
SB19 was
the name of the
formed.
group was carefully picked. The number 19 is the sum of Korea and the Philippines country code digits, 82 and 63. So 8 plus 2 plus 6 plus 3 is 19.
That's a creative way. That's creative as hell.
You also get the same result.
That's creative.
SB doesn't only mean show BT.
That's
It is
creative.
also about their ultimate goal for Pinoy sound to break into the music industry, which is fearlessly represented by this phrase.
What's the phrase?
Soundbreak.
Wow. Wow. This is very cool. That's very, damn. Everybody, Josh apparently, okay, I might be wrong, but Josh was like, was it Justin or Josh? One of them. They, you know what I'm saying? They got abused as a kid and stuff by their nanny, and like, damn, that's wow. That's sorry for that, but yeah, they all went through hardships, definitely, to get where they at right now, for sure, for sure. And if one guy didn't, you know what I'm saying, if Josh didn't tell them boys to come up and like, you know, come back, then none of this would have happened. I wouldn't be reacting to this. I wouldn't be reacting to this right now if it didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? But damn, that's tough. That's very tough. That's very tough. It's nice that I got to know a little bit more about these guys. But for sure, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below your thoughts on SB19 Story Episode 1, The Ultimate Sound Break. And yeah, remember that God is always with you guys. Road to 1K. It's T Rose. Until next time, guys. Bye bye.